Everyone. It is your girl Linda Telefero, and yes, it is that time of the week, favorite time, being Brown at Work Live. And I am so excited to be here. I just got back from Germany, and I hadn't been to Germany in years. I didn't realize how much I really enjoy that country until I was back in it again. I spent so much time there when I worked at Bosch and BMW. I lived in southern Germany for a while. It was just enjoyable to be back in that space again for a while. So, really glad to be back live with you and talk about what some of you actually may be dealing with right now. I know I have in my career, and that's burnout. I mean, and it could be happening for some of us even more now than it has before. And I say that because of everything that's happening around us. And I'm going to talk about that next week in my live. So I won't go into a lot of detail tonight on this one and that the impact of everything happened around us. But, with regard to burnout, I just think it's there at a whole nother level. Um, and it is, a lot to do with COVID and the fact that we reassess some things during that time. I think probably wisely so, to be frank with you. And it may have just heightened burnout for us. As Black and Brown women, I mean, you've heard me say this before. It's nothing new. You've probably experienced it. I know you've heard it if you're like me growing up. I heard it often. Linda, you have to be better than. You just have to work a little bit harder. I can remember when I tried out for color guard and I tried out in the ninth grade, didn't make it. And my mom said, "Hey, that means because you have to be better than everybody else." And frankly, I thought it was pretty good when I did the routine, but didn't make it. And so when it came next year, 10th grade, I was determined to make it because I knew I had to be better than anyone else on that squad. Now, I was the only, even back then on color guard in high school, and I worked extra hard. I mean, I can't tell you how long I practiced those routines so that it would be perfect, especially when I had to do my solo. And that's what's ingrained in us. It's ingrained in us that we have to be better than. And in that process of being ingrained in us that we have to be better than, that means we work that much harder so that we overachieve. And what does it end up really doing to us? Now, I mean, if we think about it, there may be some of us that opt to not take a vacation, or if we take a vacation, it's not a whole week or 2 weeks. Like I know some people that'll go on a 2 to 3 week vacation. Some of us are saying, what, a week? Man, I might take a long weekend. Or there's some of us that we may not be feeling very well, but we still go into the office. We push through. We make it work in spite of what may be going on in our lives. I mean, all of us have a lot going on, but we still either get on Teams or Zoom, or if you're going back in the office, we push through and we make it happen. And then, for Black and Brown women, not only are we, striving to overachieve, we're dealing with the biases and microaggressions. For some of us to choose to, we code switch, right? And so that, I mean, it's just one thing after another that after a while, we're only human. It's going to weigh on us. It is going, yeah, Consuela, I can relate. When you say that's me, yes, because I know it's been me. So, thank you for sharing your truth in the chat. So I know what it's like. We just push through. And then we wonder, and then, oh, let me not leave this out. We push through Monday through Friday, maybe some of us on Saturdays. And then we got Saturday and Sunday, we're doing all the other stuff we have to do, right? I mean, it just is, it's never ending. And then we wonder why things may fall off the table, something slips, because I mean, we're human. It happens because you're so tired, you might forget. and you're late for a meeting, or you didn't hit send and that report is late, or you forgot to fine tune something and it's just because you're human. Difference is we don't get the passes. I mean, I know some people who have gone to their boss and said, "Hey, I need, if you could just give me a few more hours to get that report in, or can we reschedule the meeting till tomorrow?" And that boss says, "Nope, you just got to make it happen. Whatever you got to do, make it happen." And you know what? We make it happen. We make it happen in spite of. And what have I always said? That working hard does not necessarily translate to the promotion or the visibility that we so desire, most importantly, that we deserve. And then you may have to make that challenging decision to just, are you in the right environment to begin with? If you're constantly on the grind and it's not getting you anywhere but exhausted. But I will tell you this, if nothing else gave us an example of what it means to choose yourself, what it means to show up for yourself, what it means to say, I'm pausing because I don't feel well or I need a break, with two famous people, Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka. When those two women decided, and I mean, if some of you followed any of that, they were ridiculed, absolutely so. But those young women stood their ground, stood in their truth, and put themselves first. Put themselves first. And I would offer to you that if you're struggling at all with burnout, you're going to have to do the same. That's a lesson, and it was a hard one for me, to be frank, because I was raised with that work hard, head down mentality. I was raised with you've got to be better than, and being better than didn't mean, oh wait, maybe I need to take a week of vacation, 2 weeks vacation. Didn't mean that. Didn't mean necessarily, okay, yep, I'm not feeling really well. Let me just not go in today. That's not what that looked like. That's not what that meant when what I was being shared or told when I was younger. But I'm going to tell you this. I mean, and I say this with all sincerity in my heart of hearts. And I know that I know that I know what's true and what's real. When you are in the right environment and when you have shown up, because we have to earn the right. Don't get me wrong. You can't be lackadaisical. You can't not have some wins. You can't be the person that has not moved the needle at all and then expect to be given grace, frankly, right? You have to have shown up. And I'm telling you that I know that when you do, you can stand in that because you've earned the right to. And I've done it. And the most powerful word I learned to use in my career was no. No. Someone would bring something extra because Linda, hey, that Linda used to do it. Or someone would try to pile on, and my answer was no. I'd earned that right to say no. No, somebody else can do that. Or I am taking that week off or that 2 weeks off. Or I am not staying here till 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night, whatever it is, because I'm going to my daughter's volleyball game. Yes, because that's important to me. It helps me level set. It keeps my mental state clear. And frankly, it allows me to be a better manager, a better leader, a better teammate in the workplace. It all sums up to that. So I would offer to you, if you're struggling, and a couple of you that joined me live, you shared it in the chat. If you're hearing this on replay and you're like, look, that is me. I am like, it doesn't matter. I'm there every day, all day. Consider rethinking that because I'm going to tell you, it is a mindset shift. It is truly a mindset shift that you need to take so that you take better care of yourself mentally, because exhaustion, burnout does nothing but cause our mental health to deteriorate. And you're not good for anybody, let alone the workplace, your family, anyone else. You're not going to be good for. You're not going to be your best self. There's just absolutely no way to do that. So it would be, hey, if you have vacation scheduled, take it. Take it. You earned the vacation. If you're not feeling well, go to the doctor, go do whatever to take care of yourself. And that means you get a day of rest. You get a day of rest. Take that as well. If the situation is really toxic and you're in an unsafe environment where you can't make those decisions for yourself, then you may have to reassess where you are and make that decision for your mental health as well. And then, like I said, if it comes to it, use the powerful word that I shared with you. And I'm not saying that word I use in my personal life and my professional life. As you guys know, I say who you are personally is who you are professionally. And no can be so liberating. It can be so powerful. It can send a message. It can be part of your branding as well that you have lines. You have limits. So really take a look at your take a look at what's going on with you. You think about the mindset shift that would be advantageous for you to be your best self and show up strong each and every day. Now, if you've got some questions, comments around the burnout topic and you really don't want to put them in chat, send me a message. I would love to have a conversation around this topic specifically with you because it's so important. We don't do enough as Black and brown women around truly taking care of ourselves. We don't do enough. We take such good care of everybody else. We don't do it for, and I mean, even at work, we take better care of everybody else at work, at home, than we do ourselves. So if you would like to have kind of a one-on-one conversation with me around this, I would love to do that. Send me a message. But seriously consider it for yourself. Take a pause, maybe this coming weekend, and think about what it is you can do for yourself, such that you allow yourself to rest, such that you allow yourself not to be on that edge where you're about to snap or you're about to break or things are really falling to the wayside, and that's totally not you. It's simply because you're tired, simply because you're exhausted. So take some time this weekend or the rest of this week and think about what works for you so you can get the rest you so deserve because you're phenomenal. You're a phenomenal woman. And you want to show up in all of that greatness. And you can't do it if you don't allow yourself, your body, your mind to rest. So until next time, take care, everyone. And remember, mindset shift.